elevation. Big blunts, dope boys wanna smoke with me. Now we ride double M's through the whole city. Niggas talking down, but they always feel me. A 9-figure nigga, all I wanna talk is business. I seen a big mouth get a closed casket. Self-made, took over the whole racket. A kilo after kilo, see who moved the most. 200-foot yacht, she wanna see the coast.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Goofy Investing, where we talk about investing in the stock market. Been out and about a little bit. You notice that I haven't been posting much videos, but here it is. I'm going to post one for the ages here. We're going to talk about Semrush. This is a position that I've been heavily invested in. Semrush is an AI marketing global technology company. All right. And this is a rare opportunity. All right. This is a stock that, provides an investment proposition that you just don't see for several years, even decades. And I am positioning into it. This is my chosen one, and so forth. We're going to talk a little bit about it. All right. Trades on the New York Stock Exchange for $7.24. Market cap is 1.08 billion. They are headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts, but they have global presence. So they have geographically dispersed offices throughout the world that they're operating in. All right. They just reported their Q3 earnings. All right. Earnings was really good. All right. They posted a beat on revenue. They beat by 428,000. EPS miss is typical. This company is focusing on growth, and they're in a transitionary period where they're investing and reallocating capital organically into higher tier customers that are more sticky and pay more every year. All right. And they're churning out the higher churn rated, lower paying customers right now, where the economies just don't make sense due to the global tariffs, due to the bear market, as far as currency fluctuations, a weaker consumer, etc. All right. So there's that to consider. Let's look at their balance sheet. All right. And their cash flow. Balance sheet increased. Right now, their balance sheet's at 275.70 million. Enterprise value, which is the market cap subtracted by cash and including their debt, is 823.74 million. We'll go back, going on to the valuation. We'll look at their trailing sales. Trailing sales today is 428.6 million. I'll pull out my handy dandy calculator. 428.6 million times 2 is 857.2 million. We'll go back to the valuation on their enterprise value. We're trading less than 2 times enterprise value. We'll go up on a trailing sales. We're at 2.5 times, and on a forward sales, we're at 2.4 times. And EV to sales, which we just mentioned, is at 1.92 times, and forward EV to sales is 1.85. All right. We'll go back to the financials here, the earnings consensus estimates. All right. And at the end of this year, they're projected to post 18% plus growth. And next year, analyst consensus estimates have lowered their actual year-over-year rate for growth. But I project they're going to do about 16, 17%. All right. And that puts the peg below 1. All right. Profitability. Let's talk about profitability. Nice gross margin, 80.87%. Leverage free cash flow is sitting at 19.05%. When we go to the cash flow statement, they posted some nice cash flow for the quarter. We'll go on a quarterly basis here. Company printed 21.5 million in free cash flow, and they put most of that on the balance sheet, guys. All right. So let's talk about these financials, all right? In a nutshell, what I just said. I haven't seen a company with this much solid fundamentals and this business model margins and so forth trade this cheap. All right. Um, we'll look at their profitability metrics. All right. Uh, their long-term gross margin target is 85% at the mature cycle of this business phase. So they have about 4.5%, 450 basis points of expansion on the top line gross profit margin years out when this company starts maturing. So that's pretty incredible. All right. Go into their business model where they do marketing technology. Their tech stack is integrated. All right. They're tracking 33 trillion backlinks, daily use of 17 billion crawlers. I mean, this is their tech stack is a powerhouse, and they sell the tools to the world for internet and AI marketing. They've launched an AI suite of products, which we're going to be tracking the growth thereof. Let's talk about my position. All right, we'll pull up my portfolio. I have bought over $51,402 worth of stock. Average cost $7.22 a share. I hold 7,116 shares. And then I have fractional shares of 247. So I've invested over 50 G's. This is $1 million play, guys. This is a big one. All right. So put my money where my mouth is. There it is. All right. The portfolio has done some rebalancing to catch up with y'all. Novitas did skyrocket, and I knew that they lacked sales growth and internal fundamentals within the equity, so I decided to hedge. I sold $25 strikes, January 21st, 2028 expiration, and this is a covered call hedge. So far, the hedge protection I've burned through $26,252 of hedge protection. I have 17,000 hedge protection left. All right. So that's the update with Navitas. Going back to Semrush. All right. Let's look at price targeting that I have. All right. So let me pull up my price targeting. On my base case, on the low end of my base case, in 5 years, this is a 5-year target. I got them at $44 a share. And at the top end of my base case, I got them at $72 a share. Let's go to the bull case, which I believe the bull case is probably going to be more likely. All right. On the low end of my bull case, I got them at $100 a share even. And on the top end of my bull case, I got them at $158.90. This is a company where garnering the risk and measuring the risk versus reward profile of this company and the valuation is trading at with their long-term growth trajectory, I can put another 50 grand into this equity and sleep like a baby, knowing that this thing is going to multi-bag like crazy later. We need global tariffs to lift. We need some stuff to happen, I'll admit. All right. But fair value for the equity, this thing's worth $20. All right. 2025 a share. At the end of 2026, I got price target between 25 to 30 a share on this bad boy. Time will tell. I'm usually pretty right about these things. All right. If you're learning something, all right, like and subscribe. All right. Check out my Patreon. All right. Get access to the deep dive collection where I talk all about this equity. I do extensive deep dives. You want to learn how I do this. You want to be a more sophisticated, higher tier investor, and you want to benefit off community and be there along the way with you. Join the crew. All right. Join the posse. All right. $10 a month. I got a free trial running. You really can't beat it. I'm going to have this free trial running until the end of November, until the end of the month, and then I'll cut the free trial out and then so forth. So take advantage of that. All right. Keep that in mind. All right. So long-term vision with this company. I'm getting it all right. I'm getting superior financials. Superior financials is an understatement for this company with the opportunity that they have. When the time comes for EPS to print, this company is going to come through with a vengeance. All right. Now, long term on the price target, I think they do. I think they do over $1 billion by 2030 with this type of business model. And if they hit certain investor grade metrics, we can be looking at a quick upgrade to 15 to 25 times sales on this actual equity as a premium. All right. So in 5 years, chances are they do $1 billion in revenue, and then they get priced at 15, 20 times sales. That's 15, $20 billion company, $25 billion company. All right. 25 bagger, 5 years. All right. It's a potential. All right. So we'll see what happens with that. My plans going into the future from here on out. All right. I'm just going to be buying Semrush as long as the equity trades this cheap. I am just going to be indefinitely using my monthly cash flows to be building up the position. I'm thinking I want to get up to maybe I'm going to try to get up to 10,000. I wonder if the market will let me do it. They let me get away with it. We'll go to price action. All right. Prior to the earnings, we had some weakness in price action. This dipped into the mid sixes for a couple days, briefly during the trading day. I scooped about a little over 27,000 into the position. I bought a little over 27,000 these past those past few trading days, or those couple trading days before earnings. They posted an immaculate earnings, and then the market tanked that actual same day. All right, and a little bit the day after. So I've listened to the earnings call. Earnings call went well. I'm actually going to do a deep dive on my Patreon and post it this weekend on the earnings and how to, as an investor, what we're looking for with our bull thesis and so forth. Going back to that deep dive collection, I value the IP. We got patents in there. We talk about price targeting. We assess the risk. All of the good stuff, the business model, etc., is in this deep dive collection. All right. And this deep dive collection on my Patreon is going to be posting not exclusive to Semrush, but be exclusive to positions I'm building. All right. So check that out. Free trial. All right. That's what I got for today. I thank you all for your patience. Thank you all for your support. You all mean the world to me. Comment down below on what you think. I love y'all, and take it easy.